Is an official media partner of the Arizona Super Bowl host committee, and we are giving you an all-access pass behind the scenes while the Cardinals are getting ready to hit the road for their big Monday night football game in Mexico City. There is a crew already busy at State Farm Stadium, and they are preparing the home turf for the Super Bowl.
Amazing how early they start on this. April Warnicki shows us the unique slide-in field that'll be on full display in February.
As one of the sunniest spots in the country, it only makes sense we keep our NFL team's fields outside while our stadium stays nice and air-conditioned inside. That field will come inside in time for the game, and when it comes to the big game in February, well, all the pressure is on to make sure that field is just perfect.
Everybody's got a yard at home, so everybody's a decent critic. My grass looks fine. There's not 80 guys coming running on your lawn.
Andy Levy can get a little protective of this plot. How passionate are you about grass?
It's an extension of your family. It really is. It's living, it's dying. If you don't take care of it, so it needs constant care.
As the director of fields for the Arizona Cardinals, he spent 22 years mastering this turf. He says this year's monsoon was a gift.
We still had heat with the monsoon this year too, which was great for me. It was miserable for everybody else in Arizona, but grass just jumps out of the ground when we get those hot, humid temperatures.
It's a drought-tolerant Bermuda grass that's recently been overseeded, but perhaps the most remarkable thing about this grass is that it moves.
This field sits on 13 tracks all the way across. The 2 tracks on the outside have 76 1-horsepower motors on them. So we plug those into a power source on either side and hit a big red button and she's off.
It takes about an hour to move the field inside the stadium, which typically happens the Friday before a Sunday game. There are only 2 teams in the league with this type of technology, the Cardinals and the Raiders, but Levy says every team should consider this in both warm and cold weather cities.
I'd love to see a day where we have a shared stadium where there's two of these trays where college comes in on a Saturday, field comes out, NFL comes in on a Sunday.
There's a lot to do over the next few months. Levy is watching the clock and the weather closely.
It's a mixture of excitement and anxiety, and try not to consider the gigantic nature of it when you're going into it. You're out here painting the field or preparing the field knowing that the entire planet will be scrutinizing you, and we try to stay just as anonymous as we can, that we try not to be part of the game. If nobody's talking about anything on the field, typically we've done our job.
And April points out that the field and the turf crews really have their work cut out for them on Super Bowl weekend, because that field has to be in and out of the stadium at different points of the weekend. That's because there's a pregame show. Of course, Rihanna is performing at halftime, and all of those different components need rehearsal time with the field in place.
Good stuff. All right. In about a month, we're